Hey, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to Appna Chat. So it's Friday again, Naseem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah with Appna Chat with Naseem and Naseem. How you doing?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, I really look forward to these upcoming chats. I have to say, Friday just flies by, doesn't it? Well, you know it.
Like it's just been a crazy busy week. I think it's just
Mm,
life in general, isn't it? Just I'm sure everybody listening and watching can relate that it was just like a second ago. It was last Friday. It's already next
I
Friday.
know.
It's scary.
I
Anyway,
see you've got your voice back, so you're feeling a lot better now, mashallah, yeah?
I'm feeling better. I don't think it's leaving me as of yet. So I did have a bit of a cough this morning. So luckily, things get
Yeah.
better. Definitely better than what I was. But yeah, so I know you have a question from one of our viewers in London, Shazia. So what was her question, please, Naseem?
Yeah, I think it's really positive that we're having people sending in questions. I think that's really one of the main aims of this show. We want to shape it to what the audience wants. They shape the show for us. So Alhamdulillah, really pleased. So we had a question in from one of our sisters in London, a lady called Shazia, and she has asked what are the kind of qualities we should look for in a spouse, and so this is what's really kind of prompted the topic for our show today. Inshallah, I hope there's lots to learn for everybody.
Inshallah. So I think the main thing everybody wants in marriage, and we teach it in our environment, is looking for a place of peace. And in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that your wives, your husbands are a place of peace for you. And I think people look at that last, unfortunately, when it comes to matchmaking. They're not looking at peace, but peace is a top thing that you should be looking for if you're out there looking. And coupled with taqwa and piety, I think that is somebody who will be honest, who'll be God fearing, who's going to try for the sake of Allah in that marriage, as opposed to coming in. And I'm sure you get it as well. And the same when we do these interviews, people come with their long list of things that they need. It's almost like a shopping list down at Asda's or something, like this is what they need. And in their mind, they think if they don't have this full list that they can't be happy. But I would beg to differ. We're gonna go through some kind of main things in terms of looking at peace, piety, and taqwa for starters. What's your thoughts on that, please, Nisi?
No, definitely, Alhamdulillah, it's very important that we have that kind of the environment. You have very busy lives. Just talked on that a couple of minutes ago. Busy lives, busy jobs, busy everything outside. But when we come home, when we come into the home, we want to have peace, at the skiing, with your partner, your children, your family. Everybody yearns that. Everybody yearns that. In fact, I was speaking to somebody just yesterday, and he spoke up because he wasn't, he didn't have this degree like a doctor or a dentist. So he's working in IT and he did the relevant qualifications. And he says, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get matched with somebody that's got like the top degree. And I said to him, I says, the people that we speak to, whether they're doctors, dentists, they all yearn for one thing, and that's peace. And the skier, sorry, not the skier, the skiing at home. It's the nights are, as I say, it gets dark very early, and one of the things is just sitting at home with your partner, having a hot chocolate, and just sitting on the sofa. That's priceless, by the way. And you just love that when it can give them that scenario, because it's true. Everybody does want that. You've got your job, you've got busy lives, but at the end of the day, you want to just come home and just have that kind of loving, relaxing environment.
Everybody wants to put the key in the door and look forward to coming home, right? You don't want to be dreading coming home, sure. Okay, and the other thing that's been really, really prominent, I don't know if you come across it in your calls. I certainly come across just even 10 minutes ago, my last call, the lack of good manners and akhlaq on how to address, from a male to a female, from a female to a male. There seems to be, for many, many people out there, especially when they're looking at online platforms or matching events, when the screening isn't that, it's not prominent at all. There's no middle person, there's no mentor, so you're just having to click random, and it's lucky dip, isn't it? Click
Mm-hmm.
on a picture and you've got a lucky dip. You don't know if that lucky dip's going to be good or bad. In our environment, only 20% of people actually get through the interview with us, and that you're speaking to somebody who's reliable, responsible, respectful, for men, providers, protectors, positive people, because we've already done the screening for you. But again, moving forward into good manners and akhlaq, there's many, many benefits. you know, even when you feel a bit anxious or you're not feeling, you're not feeling the best, remember and checking in is part of your iman. One of the videos I was watching this morning is how can you tell if your iman is on a high and a low, or our imans go up and down. Is one of the things is you have high, you have the height of good manners. So regardless of what's going on, you actually can control your anger if you are upset or angry, and you can keep it really chill. And that's one of the sort of main identifying keys, if you want to call it that, of like, if you want to measure your iman, where is it? If you find yourself, you're chill with most people, in fact all people that speak to you, and not very much can agitate you or get you upset or angry, again, that's like one way to measure. I thought that was quite interesting, and I thought I'd share it. Well,
yeah, can I just add in terms of good manners and ikhlaq, because remember in the future you'll have children and you have to be role models for them. So how we behave, how we interact with our spouses, our families, our extended family, our kids are watching this. So we have to be the best role model. And that's something that I hear from a lot of the women that I speak with, the ladies that I speak with. He needs to have that good manners because he's going to be the father of my children, and vice versa as well. But I think that's a good point to add just at the end there.
yeah. And of course, in our environment, we teach you how to ask questions around these things so that you can get to basically your destination sooner. So you can realize very quickly that this person is somebody that I can get to know, or maybe not. But definitely understanding the key values and mannerisms, I think, is really important. So yeah, the next one is common sense and healthy mind. How simple is that? Common sense and healthy mind. And how many people you speak to, they don't have any common sense at all. And you find that usually, I don't want to be like pointing fingers or elbows here, the more educated someone is, in some cases, the less common sense they have. And this is things that our clients share with us. Oh yeah, that person's so like highly intelligent, got a PhD, but no common sense. So yeah, it's a good one. And it's just a simple and easy one. You can just observe this as the conversations go through. Again, you've got physical, mental, and spiritual. Your appearance, how you are spiritually, how you are mentally, and again, health-wise. Are you eating the right foods? Are you eating at the right time? Are you going for your walks or your gym or whatever you're doing? Because you're looking for someone. If you're out there looking for a spouse, you're looking for someone who is the best version of themselves, who tries to take care of themselves as much as possible. And then also, when you do that, then your expectation is for someone who also does that. So putting emphasis on your eating, your looking at your diet, looking at how you can improve, and looking at increasing the health benefits. Because it's been proven, the scientists have proven that people who keep active, they also are basically saved from mental health and mental health illnesses, Alzheimer's, and all these kind of things. If you have kept a healthy life, and like whatever age you are, you keep yourself up in the gym, or you make sure you do your walks every day, whatever else, you partake in sports, so whatever else you're doing, and you maintain that into as you get older, you'll have less and less things wrong with you, and that's been scientifically proven as well. So lots of benefits.
Definitely.
And
the most important one, compatibility.
Yeah. And how would you measure compatibility, Naseem?
Compatibility, when we speak with clients, they're looking for people that they can have intellectual conversations with, people that they can connect with on a mental, emotional level, spiritual level as well. I know you just mentioned that was more on a physical level, but it's important they can have good quality conversations, somebody that can make them laugh, somebody that understands the way of the world, understands Deen. So these are very, very important things. So compatibility can really be at all levels. I was just speaking to a really lovely lady yesterday. She was talking about that she had joined a hiking group to meet guys, but the only people in that group were women. But she's ended up making amazing friends, but she's not really met anybody. And I thought, this lady is really trying hard. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for her. But I thought that was really quite a funny story to share there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, from my perspective, I think compatibility is just things you've got in common. So you've got your childhood in common, you've got what you want out of life in common, what you deem as financial responsibilities, emotional responsibilities, that makes you compatible. So in my environment, we definitely teach, that compatibility connects. And you know how some people say, and obviously in the non-Muslim world they say as well, you know, opposites attract. And maybe you do attract opposite, but then to live life with that person when they think opposite of you most of the time, it can be very draining in a relationship. So looking at someone who's highly compatible with you and you're able to just have a simple, carefree life because you agree on most things is definitely the smarter way forward as well. And what's your thoughts on sort of financially responsible and just generally being financially sensible with money? Naseem, what's your thoughts on that?
So I mean, I suppose I could give it in an example because one of my close friends, her daughter is looking at a rishta just right now, and the guy that she's who's potentially a rishta that's come through the door, he wears everything branded. Everything is branded. I mean, I personally don't wear anything branded. I think maybe my husband got me a Michael Kors watch like so long ago, and that's the only thing. But I just think that, you know, when you're on your own, that's different. But when you've got family, you've got to really think about how you're going to spend that money. You've got to think about yourself. You've got to think, because you're going to be the provider. Yeah. So I think it's very important to have that kind of good sense. You've got your wife to take care of, the responsibilities, and then you've got children as well.
Yeah. But what you find, Naseem, is that maybe that was your life when you were single, but then when you do take responsibility for a husband and wife, your mindset does change. It does change. But obviously, when you're communicating with someone, you need to see if it has the potential to change. If that person's going to still have that same mindset as they move into marriage, potentially in the early stages of communication, maybe it's there. In the later stages of communication, maybe that person is thinking, you know, where are we going to live, or you know, are we going to buy a house in a good school district or whatever, because life on your own, you have a different mindset. And when you're living, thinking about you know, taking on a companion and being married, then your life is completely different. So therefore, some people will definitely adjust, but I think it's good to have that conversation and say, look, tomorrow when life changes, you know, what's your thoughts on XYZ? And again, you know, you're going back to designer, this and that, all of that. That for me personally, doesn't really interest me, but whoever does it, I think at the end of the day, if Allah Ta'ala gives you, then yeah, spend on yourself, spend on your children. If you work hard, you get to a certain standard of living, then, you know, I don't see any harm in it. You know, when you listen to the hadith of Hazrat Abu Bakr, everyone used to say that all the Sahaba Ikram that they used to give us certain much in charity, the other one used to give certain much. And, you know, when Abu Bakr, may Allah Ta'ala be pleased, when he came, he used to give everything that he had. Like he just gave it all because Allah gave him so much wealth, and obviously he was doing amazing with business, so he always had the money to give, so he always gave openly, and obviously that's why he was Rasul's right hand man. So it's not a case of don't spend, or it's a case of maybe spend within your means. I don't know,
and wisely.
Yeah, spend within your means wisely too. I'm marrying for the right reasons. So what's your thing on this love at first sight? And you know, there's guns and roses and stars everywhere.
The patake. Yeah. What are my thoughts on that? I mean, you know, I'm in my 50s now. So when we look at life now, and if you to ask me that question when I was 21, I probably would have given a very different answer. But what we have to look at are what things that are going to last. Okay, looks, alhamdulillah, yeah, inshallah, some last, some don't last, but what's inside that's what's going to last. That's what's going to make this marriage work, inshallah. So it's connecting a physical level, again, the emotional level, spiritual level. I know we keep talking about this because it's simple, it's so important that you have, you know, this kind of you have that deen aspect in your life. And then a lot of couples say, and I value this as well, growing together and then learning, progressing about deen together. I think that I've learned so much, and it's just been such a wonderful journey. And you know, like for example, couples go to Umrah together or Hajj together. I think that's just so beautiful, because anybody that's been to Hajj or Umrah, it's a very special trip. But when you've made it with that love of your life, it's just, you know, it takes it to a different level. But you know, we all need soulmates. We need somebody that's going to take care of us and emotionally as well. So when it comes to love at first sight, I'm going to give it the the X, not the green tick.
So my opinion is, whether there is love at first sight or not, I think that the main thing to focus on for anyone out there who's like looking at the moment and thinking like, what's the first thing I should be looking for, is somebody who is going to be your friend and someone who's going to respect you. I think if you can make friends with this person and you actually enjoy their company, you like how they speak and they respect you, from respect, trust, I think the foundation from trust and respect, I think love can grow out of that very easily. But if the trust and respect is not there, then it's just, you're just looking at the face and the appearance and, you know, what you see. And then tomorrow when you're in that relationship, and unfortunately that those looks will definitely fade because the respect and the friendship wasn't there. So yeah. So Shazi, I hope that was useful for you today. So we were talking about what to look for when you're looking for a spouse, and we hope that today's session was helpful. So yeah, so what's your plans for the rest of the week, Naseem? What are you up to?
What am I doing? So on since Monday, we have been stripping the wallpaper in my bedroom, and I did my daughter's bedroom, stripping that as well. And it's my husband's out to get paints, get new kitchen flooring. We're looking at carpets yesterday, so it's just all havoc. And sorry.
That's really nice. You'll have a brand new look for the home. It's nice.
I know. Inshallah, I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be good. I'm just at this minute. I mean, only this corner of this room is neat and tidy. You don't want to look. You don't want to know what's going on to the other side of the room. But inshallah, I hope to have some good news when we meet up next. I'm really looking forward to the next one. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Well, listen, thank you everyone for tuning in to Appna Chat. As always, it's been amazing being here. Keep the questions coming. We love them. And, you know, all the best. And inshallah, we'll see you at the next Appna Chat. Jazakallah.
Yes. Keep us in your du'as.